Yeah! 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 What a bird!
Oh, man, what a hunt.
Stevie, have you ever killed a paintbrush like that before?
I want to tell you, that might be the nicest beard I have ever taken.
I don't know that I've ever seen one that thick. Look at that.
At that beard.
That's
That
bigger
is
than my
incredible.
hand.
And he's a hog. He's heavy.
He's heavy. He's big spurred.
You know, that high pitch aggressive calling. I can't believe how it works on these turkeys. It's like something they've never heard before or something.
It's early. They're grouped up. These turkeys were not ready to come to a call, and I finally just started calling as hard and as loud and as aggressive as I can, and they finally got fired up and come.
Well, this is in the evening, and it's hard to get a turkey.
Especially when it's a group like that.
It is hard to get a turkey fired up in the evening, and by golly, you did it with that call.
I was waiting for sparks to start flying because I couldn't press it any harder.
Marvin, did you see that gaggle of turkeys walking up through there?
I sure did. And you know, we was about to give up on this bird.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, we was ready to give up.
Finally, you said, fellas, step up there and try it.
Try it
one more time.
Mark and I walked over here, and
that's
we
where
called.
The old timer comes out and says, just that last call, try it one more time.
That tells you gotta have patience.
Yes. 34 years of experience?
No, yeah. Wait a minute.
When did you
You're
start
putting me on this.
When did you start?
About the middle 60s. Yeah.
So 30 years.
Well, this is 1995.
Yeah, about close to 30 years. Close to 30 years.
Well, I'll tell you what.
And believe me, it takes patience. Time is nothing to these birds.
It isn't.
All they're going to do is fly up the roost. That's all they're going to do tonight.
Well,
they were going to pick a hen up on the way.
Yeah.
A loud one.
He put the heavy metal on them tonight.
Yeah, heavy metal. You got to go. Look at that beard. Unbelievable.
Get some orange out on me. I'll get it out. Yeah, I got a tag. It's ready to go.
Let's go. Get my orange out. No one knows for sure exactly what makes a turkey gobble. I personally feel that it is governed by two factors. First, the mood of the bird on that particular day, and second, what sounds that bird hears on a given day. It's no secret that when a gobbler's hot, nearly any call can and will bring him in on the run. But let's face it, this is the rare occasion. With dead silence in 1994, we learned that turkeys definitely heard and responded to sounds that were inaudible to the human ear, particularly those that fell between 10 and 15,000 hertz. As a comparison, human hearing ends at around 8,000 hertz. We started wondering if those same frequencies, when present within a call, might cause more gobblers to gobble more often. What we discovered may soon revolutionize the way calls are rated and manufactured. It seems as if we may have definitely created a better mousetrap. By incorporating super high frequencies into the call, we feel that it accomplishes two primary goals. First, it sends a high level of excitement out as the primary feeling from the hen. Second, it creates a shocking type property within the call, causing the bird to gobble. I personally feel that there is no exact frequency that makes turkeys gobble, but I do believe that extremely high-pitched calling can and will make turkeys gobble more often. You might be wondering how we know that turkeys can hear these high pitches. Two reasons really. First, dead silence and the success we've had with it. And second, we have actual examples of hens audibly reaching 16,000 hertz. Those that did were noticeably very excited and aggressive. We also have turkeys gobbling at a range of 12,000 hertz. It is an accepted rule in science that if a species can produce a sound, then they can also hear it. It's a high-tech theory that sure makes a whole lot of sense. How many times have you switched from one call to another in a hunting situation and suddenly the woods light up? We sure have, particularly when the calls we switched to were our prototype high-frequency ones. Now enjoy as we take you into a new realm of turkey calling. It's called high frequency. Oh, what a wondrous sound. Songbirds singing, turkeys gobbling. I don't know of any place on this earth that my Uncle Marvin would have rather been at that moment in time.
What a thrill, Mark. After all these years, that's still quite a thrill. Ah, what a thrill. Ah, this will take the wind out of it. After all these years, 25, 30 years, what a bird and what a hunt. The first 25 minutes of the hunt, and look what we got. You know, it's not a prize beard. I want you to notice the size of the head on that. He got a head like a bull. We got set up here this morning. I can see it's windy, overcast, not too much in our favor. We have no cover. The trees are not out. But this shows you how you can just get set up at the right place, at the right time. These birds were gobbling just ahead of us down here. Called them in. They just came straight on in, across this ravine. People say you cannot call turkeys across a ravine or across a hollow. This will prove to you that you can. If you're set up right, those birds was coming right on into us. And there was no doubt about it. We was going to harvest us a bird. And it was just a beautiful hunt. The second bird flew off. He even stayed around for a while. And he just flew across the ravine and stood there and looked at me momentarily. But what a thrill. This has to be the greatest sport there is.
If you're wondering what the shiny call is that I used to open the show, or that Steve is using now, it's called the Super Aluminator. Named after its own striking surface, this T6 aluminum call sends out an incredibly high signal of 15,000 hertz. It has fast become our favorite for striking and working turkeys at a distance.
see that, Terry?
That was fabulous.
Oh, man. I'll tell you, we'd have never, had she had a gobbler with her, that gobbler would have followed her right up, but we didn't know. We barely heard her cluck through all this wind. Came up a wind this morning, and that's why I got this illuminator out. It cut through the wind like you wouldn't believe. I mean, she was a long ways off, and she heard this call, and I think that's what's so important. It's foul weather. I mean, bad weather moved in today, and we gotta use a high-pitched type call like that to cut through this wind, and I'm amazed at how well it worked.
Well, in electing to leave this spot this morning when all the wind kicked up and the rain was pouring down, we knew there was 4 or 5 gobblers in here, you know, hitting it pretty hard, but she's all by herself. I thought she would possibly have a gobbler with her.
Me
But
too.
it's amazing what that call will do, not only to spark a gobbler, but my gosh, did it get her fired up. She
Oh.
was clucking and cutting and
She
carrying
thought a real hen was up
What
there.
a piece of hen footage, man.
But listen,
man.
there's a lot of gobblers in here. Let's just keep working
All
the
right.
woods,
Let's
and
do
eventually we'll hit one of these points and strike a
Yeah,
bird.
we'll catch one of these birds in here by himself. It's good to know that she's by
You
herself.
bet.
The following morning, Steve and Terry met up with Uncle Marvin and continued covering ground, trying to strike a willing bird. Finally, at 11:30, they succeeded and decided to move in and set up.
Oh man,
Yeah.
you got his head full of shot. I mean, you couldn't hit a turkey any better. Look at that.
Good smash.
You know that Winchester shell, what size shot you use?
I was using 5s. in that
And that's what I
Mossberg.
used through my gun.
You're shooting that same automatic.
Winchester 5s. And I
My
mean, I've
goodness,
never got
does that thing.
a shell that
It
shoots
does.
so good.
It does a number on them.
Marvin, did you enjoy that?
Oh, I really did. Enjoyed it.
Did you really?
He's
Yes,
our
sir.
lucky charm, boy. I
I'm
tell
telling
you.
you. Well, I was using a call that Mark made for me called Highball, and it's got that higher pitched sound. And what do you think the difference? I mean, all this newfangled calls and stuff has to be different than 30 years ago when you first started hunting. How do you see any the comparison there?
Oh, it's definitely different. Just the pitch of the call. You know, you go for such a high pitch. I always went with the old box call. I always wanted just a low pitch, just above the old gravelly gobbler call.
You know, when
And we was
Mark,
going the wrong direction all the time.
when Mark and I started out with you years ago, you always stayed pretty soft, pretty low, and never really got very excited with the calling.
Right.
And it worked. I mean, you guys harvested birds
Yeah.
back then, but it seems like this new innovative stuff has just caught on, and we've unfolded something here that we had no idea would be quite as successful as it is.
And you guys call a lot more aggressive than what we did. A lot.
We've always been that way because we
Yeah.
feel that when you put more feeling into the calling, it makes it sound more realistic to the turkey.
Right.
You know, and that's the way we've always done it. But certainly, I tell you, we've had good results on this hunt.
Yes, we have. It certainly worked on this one.
Well, Terry, you got the bird tag.
Yeah,
Let's
why
get
don't
him
you
out
pull
of the
that
woods.
orange
You
out
got
for
that-
me? I can see if we can't highball another one.
Yeah, we got. Hey, it's only about noon time. Let's go strike another one. Hopefully.
The mouth call Steve and Terry referred to is another new call in our high-frequency series. This two-reeded, tightly stretched call sports a unique inverted reed system along with a 4-part cut. It takes nearly no air and produces incredibly high raspy yelps. It has become my favorite for springtime hunting. Sometimes by switching calls or by using 2 calls in combination, an otherwise quiet bird might respond. Here, I'm combining Highball with the Super Aluminator to try and spark a gobbler. The answer I heard had come from a full quarter-mile away. I decided to continue calling as I approached so as to try and heat up the previously quiet bird.
Super Aluminator. And I just want to see if they work. It's always a good thing to do, to wait and see if a turkey's going to come or not before you move in on them. Baby.
Having ever seen two prettier turkeys than that. Their heads were so red coming up through there. They were fired up now. Oh, we just kept walking and walking and calling. And finally, as they've been doing all season, I took the Super Aluminator and hit them. And I heard them over here. Wasn't sure exactly where they were, so come in here and just started easing through here, just kind of calling. Real light because it's quiet today. Look how pretty that turkey's head is. It's so red. So it was quiet and we just kept easing up through here, easing up through there, and finally struck him right down here. And they came so nice, just calm, and they just kept coming. And I kept calling, they kept gobbling, and I am so excited right now. That, my friend, was fun. Oh, pretty Missouri turkey. Oh, I don't know which one was prettier. I just shot the one that was in the lead, the one I had my bead on. They both, I think, were twins, the way they look coming up through there. But that turkey's head was as red as any as I've ever seen. Pretty, pretty eastern wild turkey. I don't recall having been so excited on a spring morning. It's actually afternoon. We struck this bird at about 12:30, and just like midday hunts can happen, by 12:40 they were standing in front of us gobbling their heads off. Beautiful bird. We've had so much luck with these high-pitched, high-frequency turkey calls this year. Last year when we did our research, or our testing I should say, on the silent locator, dead silence, we found out that turkeys gobbled very well and very readily at a frequency level of around 14,000 hertz. So we were wondering, with all the luck we've had over the years with high-pitched turkey calls, whether there was something to this high-frequency theory that we had. And I started taking turkey calls in to test them. And lo and behold, some of the calls that we've had our best luck with over the year, boat paddle style turkey calls, very high pitch, strike a lot of turkeys with those. I've always been very fond of Cody's custom-made friction call. It's very high pitched. We've struck a lot of turkeys with it. So we came up with a couple new calls, one called the Super Aluminator and one called Highball. And both of those calls, when we tested them, were up in that very critical level of over 14,000 hertz. And there's something to it. I don't know that the turkeys really key in on it. I think it's more of a shock type thing. When they hear that high pitch, they gobble. But that's what you need to go in and set up on. And that's what happened today. Struck him with the Super Aluminator, got in close, set up about 150 yards from him, started working him with Highball. And I don't know that I've ever seen two working any prettier. What a beautiful bird, and what a hunt.
This bird's old and wise. I'm gonna drop down, use the contour, and go up, and then come around on him because he's on that point. I'm afraid of this burnt timber. He'll see me. I finally tied my tag to this bird. This makes the 3rd year I've been hunting this turkey. I've come in here for 3 years in a row to hunt this one little old place. Nobody hunts this much, but this old turkey, he's dealt me a fit every year. And he was gobbling way off. I didn't want to push him because I felt like he was getting me an older turkey. He's got, I don't know, better than inch spurs. He's probably a 3-4 year old turkey. I think he's probably 4 years old. And I knew because I'd been hunting him for 3 years he was a good turkey. So I started working him with the Super Aluminator at a distance. I like to use a friction call out a ways because it carries good. And he was answering it pretty good, and then he kind of shut up. So I slipped in here a little closer, and pretty soon I could hear him, and he was way back down this point. Anyway, he fired up good and started coming then. So when he got fairly close, I switched to the high ball, mouth call, because when a turkey, that's a good time to switch. When a turkey gobbles and you think he's coming, I'm real wary about my hand movement, and so I like to go to a mouth call, and the high ball's got a real high pitch rasp to it, and you can really talk soft. So I just started calling just where I thought he could barely hear it, and he started eating it up, and then he started moving in. He was pretty slow and cautious, but he started up on the ridge, and he was quiet for a little bit. Then he dropped down and come on in. But I'm glad to get my tag on this dude.
In an effort to better understand just what does make a turkey sound off, we offer the following scenario. One evening, Tad Brown and I located a lone gobbler on his way to roost. We stayed with the bird all the way till fly-up and decided to try and heat him up with the dead silence locator call. Now remember, dead silence sends a strong signal about 8,000 Hertz all the way up to 15,000 Hertz. It's tunable, so the frequency it puts out varies immensely with each thread of tuning. Tad tried several times to spark the bird with dead silence, but he didn't seem like he wanted to fire. Tad then decided to try his coyote howler. The bird hit it immediately and aggressively. Tad then went back to his dead silence to try and spark the gobbler with an even higher frequency. No gobbles again. Now back to the coyote howl. By now, I was confused, so Tad and I switched positions and I tried my dead silence. He hit it immediately. Apparently, Tad's whistle just wasn't hitting the frequency this bird wanted to hear. I wanted to make sure now.
Another one gobbled back here.
Tad made a quick adjustment on his own dead silence and decided to try again. Now you judge for yourself and tell me whether gobbling response is or is not directly related to hitting the right frequency at the right time. I say it is. And I believe these frequencies are just as important within the turkey calls that we use.
Oh, man. What a hunt,
What an
Gary.
exciting hunt.
Thanks. I tell you, the hunting is incredible up here at Heartland. Can you tell me more about it? Because we started out back here on this one piece of property where we're at here, and I asked you this morning, you kind of said, well, there may be a few turkeys back there, and there was turkeys gobbling everywhere. It surprised the heck out of me.
Yeah, there was a lot of birds out here. There was a beautiful morning. We just walked out here behind the lodge, and they were just gobbling everywhere. And we set up there on
Did you realize how many turkeys you had?
Well, we had been scouting them for the last few weeks, and we knew there was quite a few back here. Yeah, we just didn't realize how many there was actually, and it was exciting.
And
yeah.
this is just one part of your operation.
This is just the first probably 100 acres of our operation. We haven't even got out to the rest of the place yet.
We've been into turkeys all morning.
It's exciting.
I tell you what, the hardest decision was which turkey to go to.
We stepped out the door, we heard the first gobble, and we just went to them. And here it's, 8:30, and we took this one.
Well, I tell you, a hunter that comes here is certainly in for an exciting turkey hunt. I've never seen it so pretty in here, and the woods are perfect, and you've got the turkeys. I can't imagine anybody ever being able to beat this, and we weren't in the woods an hour.
That was great. I appreciate you coming up and hunting with us.
Thanks, Gary.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Here, let's try. Randy said that these turkeys have been somewhere in here. I'm gonna try this call. This call is a new call we're coming out with. It really has a high-pitched sound. But Randy said they've been staying right in here, but
On this ridge side here.
I think that was that a hen?
It looked like a hen coming out down off of there. Yeah.
You hear that one? He's right over there. Listen, I'm gonna get set up. I'm gonna set the decoys up right here.
Okay.
You slip over. They're not that far.
No.
Let me check them again. You get set over there, down in front, and I'll set the decoys out where they can see it. I don't know if they'll come through this fence.
I don't know.
Let's try. get him. He's down. Go get him. Don't let him get away.
Had this bird not gone down in plain view out in the middle of this open field, most hunters would have written him off as a missed bird. A quick look at the slow motion replay plainly shows a well-placed shot in the head and neck region. As ethical hunters, we must make every effort to recover wounded game. This hunt is proof that not every fatally hit turkey goes down immediately.
Look at that! Woohoo!
Congratulations.
Good job. All right. Woo! What a bird.
Oh, man.
Man,
What a beautiful turkey.
nice long beard.
You know what? I didn't think he'd come through the fence.
I could not believe it when I saw him come up the other side.
And
They came underneath that.
I got out the illuminator and that high-pitched call, and they come through right through the bottom of the fence, both of them.
They worked perfectly.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Two
And
nice times.
I tell you what, float calling helped too. I got behind you, and they thought that they seen these two decoys.
Yeah, they had their eyes on the decoy.
They had the sound. The sound was on beyond here. These decoys really helped because visually, when they seen these feather flex decoys, they made visual contact, and then it brought them the last part through the fence.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it when they came over and went down. I thought for sure they're gonna hang up at that fence, and then use the eliminator, and they just came right underneath it.
Well, I switched to a mouth call right at the end. You know, real low calling because I didn't want them to see me move, have my hand movement. But that call really carried. These birds struck from a long
They were
ways
a long
off.
ways off. They were way over on that back ridge over there, and they came straight in. Good call, Steve.
Gary, thank you.
Oh,
I
thank
tell
you.
My
pleasure.
We have been on several fantastic hunts here on Heartland, and what a fantastic place to turkey hunt. I mean, you can't get a better place. We've been into turkeys every day, and you and I are 2 for 2.
Hey, we're doing good. Thanks a lot, Steve.
Thanks.
Once again, dead silence proves effective. Here, Steve is joined by friend and M.A.D Call pro staffer, Ernie Carruthers.
gobble.
She's fantastic.
What a hunt.
Oh, I tell you what, buddy, that's great now.
Did you see that? I'll tell you.
That was a
Oh, Ernie, what do you think about this high ball?
That's the only way to go.
That's what I used on this hunt. And we got up here, and I blew dead silence, and I mean, he hit it right here. We had to sit down right on this fence line.
Yeah.
And that's a tribute to mossy oak camouflage, because those turkeys come out of that brush, and we was just against this little sparse fence line, and they was burning us down, and they never saw us. But did you ever hear turkeys gobble so darn hard in all your life?
I know. As soon as you hit them, they started coming up here. I heard them drumming. Looked over to the left, and there it was, too, just side by side.
Well, thanks for backing me up.
No problem.
I appreciate it.
Great hunt, thank you.
Hey, it's your bird. You put the good shot on him.
You did great.
Congratulations.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Congratulations. What a hunt.
It's 20 after 8, and that turkey's still in the tree. It's real open in here, and I think what he's doing is he's just sitting up there waiting on the hens to come to him. He's probably an old turkey, and he's used to the hens coming where he can see him and then flying down. It's real foggy this morning, so I think it's keeping him up a little earlier, a little longer. I guess we'll just have to wait him out.
You've been hearing us talk so much in this production about these super high frequency calls. Well, you're looking at one of the key people who helped bring the idea to life. M.A.D Call production manager Tad Brown worked countless hours on an absolute myriad of prototypes before finally hitting on the Super Aluminator. You see, it was Tad's idea to incorporate an aluminum striking surface into an extra sensitive acoustic pot. The end result, as you have seen, is simply amazing. Here, Tad chooses another call in the high frequency series, the highball diaphragm, as he battles a stubborn Missouri gobbler.
turkey. Oh, gracious. I have been on this turkey for over 3 hours. Oh, I'm war slick. This is one outstanding hunt this morning. One outstanding turkey. He's got double beards, a couple of nice beards. He's got good spurs. I'd say from the looks of the spurs, he's a 3 or 4 year old turkey, and that's probably has a lot to do with how long it took him to come in. I've been working his turkey since 6:30, and I killed a turkey in here last week. It's beautiful in here, and deer season, I've seen a lot of sign in here, a lot of scratchings and gobbler jays while I was deer hunting. And they always say a bird will replace another bird's strut area and gobbling area when you take him out of there. And after taking that bird last week, I thought I'd come back in and try it. And it's been almost a week to the day, and sure enough, his turkey was in here. And he didn't gobble till 6:30, but I set up on him 2 or 3 times, and the cotton picker was still in the roost, and it was 8:50 before he come out. And it took me a while to realize he was still in the roost. And I guess because of the fog and he was used to the hens coming to him and his age, he just sat on the limb and waited. And finally, I stayed with him till I heard him fly down. I just kept inching in, got set up, he flew down, and I just started working him real soft with the high ball. I can get a real high pitch yelp out of that, and he ate it up. I just called to him enough to bring him in, and finally got him in close. Quite a hunt. Good hunt.
Just how realistic is the Super Aluminator? Well, we thought you would enjoy the following 2 clips of unbelievable footage. If you would like more information on high-frequency calling or any of the products highlighted in this video, please contact us at the address and number listed. I'm Mark Drury, and as always, I thank you for choosing a Drury Outdoors production.
Baby.